Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tallman Tech. What an exciting morning. It's about 4:17 a.m. I'm sitting in my car. I just got done updating to FSD Beta 10.3. Lots and lots of changes. You'll see there's a list of release notes. So you can see all of these improvements that they have listed. We're going to go over these in a more detailed video. This is mostly to serve as just a quick check and see how it's handling new things, or how it's handling the same things but with this new update. They did add a new option in under autopilot. There's an ability to set, it says, in this profile, your Model 3 will have a medium follow distance and may perform rolling stops. If I set it to chill, it says, in this profile, your Model 3 will have a larger follow distance and perform fewer speed lane changes. And then assertive, it's going to have a smaller follow distance, perform more frequent speed lane changes, and will not exit passing lanes and may perform rolling stops. So I'm going to set that to average. That seems to be the only setting adjustment that exists here. So let's go ahead and take this for a drive. So we're going to take this to some places that we've been before, just to see how the car handles. First, we're going to see how it does on this left-hand turn up here. Then we're going to have it try to go to the grocery store, which it always has trouble with that. So that left turn was good. The real test for that's going to be when there's actual traffic, to see how it handles the cross traffic. This turn up here, I always felt like it didn't creep out enough, so we'll see how far it creeps out here. Again, there's no traffic right now, but it's still going to be good to see. Okay, that's excellent. So much better creeping at that corner. Came out a lot further without actually being in the road itself. So that was a fabulous job there. All right, that was good. We'll see if we get any phantom braking, which we've regularly received on this hill here. it is still sometimes rendering mailboxes as people. So if you remember before, when I would be driving to the grocery store, it would kind of change lanes frequently. So we'll see how it does here. You know, get to the left and then move back to the right and then move back to the left again. So far it's staying in the left lane, which is where it should stay. Oh, that was perfect. A little jerky there, but to tell you the truth, it did a great job navigating around that. That was excellent. Okay, so I would say that is definitely an improvement. No phantom braking, at least this time coming down the hill. Much better job of creeping on the left-hand turns. You know, comparing it to the same left-hand turns we made with version 10.2. So now we're going to send it to another area that I've had issues with before. Oh, all right, well. That was an interesting maneuver. I thought it was going to try to take us on the highway, and then it quickly changed. Now, I will say, as odd as that was, it was very clean in the way that it did that back there. I'd almost say it was the same way I would have driven if I was planning on going on the highway and then all of a sudden decided, no, I want to stay on local roads. You'll see it's rendering this stop sign a lot further. It looks better now when you actually get close to it, but it looked a lot further away from the corner. So we'll see how far it creeps here. Again, excellent creeping. That is so much better than before. In version 10.2, in those hard to see right and left hand turns, it would creep. It would say it was creeping, but it would only creep out just a tiny bit, and then it would just stab on the gas and just go. That creeping is much more like what I would do myself. So that's amazing. That's an excellent improvement. So it is still driving. Well, I can't say for sure what it's doing now. Now it's kind of ping-ponging. So this is one of those unmarked, excuse me, unmarked roads. No, it's driving down the middle of the road still. All right, so that has not been fixed yet. It almost for a second looked like it was going to stay more to the right, but it doesn't look as though it has done that. Yeah, see, it quickly just moves right. I mean, I'm right. Okay, so now we have a new behavior. This is different than last time. It's kind of ping-ponging left and right. You can see, I don't know if you can see the car, it's just kind of swerving left and right, which is definitely going to get the attention of the police. Yeah, see what it, that's not good. That's definitely a regression from before. At least before, I mean, I could take this out of autopilot. So before, at least it would just stay in the center lane. Now it's just bouncing back and forth. And that's definitely not, I would not consider that an improvement. That's, to me at least, a regression in functionality. I'm going to go up to a road here where I frequently drove, and I know how it would normally behave. And then I'm going to re-enable FSD, and we're going to see. I'm actually not even going to set a waypoint because I don't need to just drive down this road. Okay, so here's the infamous road. Starts with a little bit of a lane line, and then it goes away. So let's see how it handles this now. It's actually, you can see it's sometimes it thinks it can read a lane line. I mean, there's definitely no lane line in the road, but it's definitely trying to paint one. That's probably why it's ping-ponging back and forth. All right, so here's a good, yeah, see how it, so it was rarely, if ever, calculating that there was a center line. The problem is now it is sometimes calculating there's a center line, which causes it to bounce back and forth. The end result is it's still not there yet. I don't know how much of an improvement. I would say, if anything, this is worse than it was before because of the ping-ponging back and forth. So, all right, so that one's not better. No big deal. Next, we're going to go check out the roundabouts, see how it does on roundabouts. And these are roundabouts that I did in my roundabout deep dive a couple days ago. So I'm very well aware of how those behaved. If you remember correctly, if you haven't seen that video, if we came in the north entrance to the roundabout, the car would come in at full speed at 30 miles an hour, and it would miss, it would have to disengage because it couldn't make it around the turn. If I came in the south end of the roundabout, it would properly slow down as it was going to enter the roundabout, and it would maneuver around properly. So we'll see if the car is able to do that now, or if it's gotten any better. Now we do have those new profiles that we talked about before we started driving, this full self-driving beta profile. We will have to do a deeper dive and see. Maybe we'll do that on the way back. We'll drive the road that has no lane markings, and we'll see how the car handles, you know, with chill, average, and assertive, if that has any impact on what it does when there's no lane markings. My gut tells me it won't have a difference, but, you know, we'll test it and we'll see. A little harsh of a stop there. No big deal, though. The navigation's going to take me through a part of town that I don't really want to drive through, so I'm going to intervene in a moment here. Well, okay. So it did just slow down for flashing yellows. Oh no, it actually slowed down because the speed limit changed, so never mind. It's impressive to see the list of changes that Tesla did make, you know, in only 2 weeks. While we're waiting for this light here, you can see a whole number of adjustments that they've made. All right, here we go. Get a left turn here. It was very jerky, although rather typical when making a left-hand turn from a marked lane or marked road to an unmarked road. Typical for FSD, not typical for a human driver. Not bad right-hand turn. That was very human-like, the way it handled that. It's also doing a good job of not, see how it's picking up the other light on the other side. It's doing a good job of not listening to that or ignoring it. Okay, so this behavior is definitely way worse. You can see it. Again, this ping-ponging is going to be problematic. So far, though, lots of great things to report with this update. Much better creeping on left and right hand turns. Less bouncing around in the net, in the navigating to the grocery store. Now that could be based on the profile. If I set that to the highest profile, it might actually. I'm going to quiet down. Let's see how it does this roundabout here. Oh, look at this. Awesome. Now, my only complaint now is it slowed down a little bit too much, but who cares? That is tremendous. Oh, it's going to curve. All right. That was fabulous. Again, in version 10.2, it would come steaming into that at 30 miles an hour, which is what the speed limit is, and it would not slow down fast enough. And then what would happen is it would have to disengage or I'd have to disengage it because it was going to go off the road. So I'm going to try that from the other direction. Now, in version 10.2, it had no trouble with this direction, but let's see how it does with 10.3. So again, that was awesome. It did clip up a little bit on the curb. Not good, but also it's not a regular curb. It's kind of a curve that's made to kind of be driven up over. Okay, so it's pausing. Awesome. All right, so upon first inspection, roundabouts are much better. In 10.3, I am going to actually, I'll go and do deep dives on all these different components again, just to make sure that it wasn't just a one-off fluke, but I don't want to waste time right now. I want to be able to get this video up and to everybody as quick as possible. So next step is we're going to drive a ways up here. I want to get to what's called Commercial Drive. There's a section where you drive underneath an overpass, and very often it goes kind of nuts when going under the overpass. So I want to check that out quick too. So, it appears like it's not doing red on reds anymore, or this could just be a fluke. I'm going to send that one to Tesla, just in case. I'm going to push because I don't want to waste time. Okay, maybe there's something else going on. There we go. Okay, it's acting very weird behavior just there. Came to a rolling stop at a green light. It's also my first drive in fog, even in any of the FSD betas. Seems to be handling it perfectly well. So one complaint is when you're driving in fog, you don't drive with your high beams on. I don't know how or if the neural net's configured for fog. I'm going to send Tesla a separate, just a direct email about that, because right now it really should have its beams low. I know it's easier for a human driver to see, and I can only assume that it's probably easier for a computer vision to see. Okay, so I'm going to take over now. I want to get onto the highway here. That merge was very bumpy, and again, a little weird. Look at that a little bit more. So we can clearly see there's no, they have not combined the FSD stack with the regular autopilot stack. It's still running the old autopilot stack when you're on the highway. Very unsure about changing lanes though in the autopilot stack. That's also a huge improvement. Now, I'm guessing it's because it switched back to FSD Beta much quicker at that time when coming off the highway. So it was able to do a much better job when it's coming off the highway and there's 4 lanes, but the lane markings, aren't there for a period of time. It used to just kind of bounce all over the place. This time it kind of went direct and right to where it needed to go. Again, that could be a one-off fluke, so we'll have to test that a little bit more in the future. Very confident with the turn. The turning is so smooth. All right, so I'm going to pull a U-turn here. I want to test going through that underpass over here. Wow. Wow. That was much, much better. You could even see on the screen. On the screen, the lines would get all kind of garbled together when I would be going under that overpass. And they are no longer garbled. So let's try this again. Going the other direction. It usually wasn't as bad going the other direction. I don't know why it's stopping. Yeah, see how the lines here? Before they would be all jumbled up. This is much, much better. I see a definite improvement from 10.2. All right, I'm gonna go under there one more time from the leftmost lane and see if it stays consistent. All right, so I'm going to engage now. Oh, the light turned. Shoot. That's cheating because it always did fine if the light was turned. Luckily, there's no traffic, and I'm going to kind of hang out here. All right, now I'm going to go. Yeah, beautiful job on the lines. That's great. Much, much better there. Excellent improvement. Okay. I think we're going to pack it in just a moment. I want to try one more thing here. We're going to see if it has any phantom braking. Now, this isn't so much a FSD test. Actually, I take that back. We have two. You have to stay tuned. We have two more tests. First, we're going to take this back home, and I want to see how it handles. It's coming into that a little faster than I would have liked, but it's okay. Okay, so I want to see how it handles this road here, driving back. Now I know it's going to switch back to regular autopilot, but there still possibly are some changes to the regular autopilot as far as the pure vision system, which was what was causing problems with the phantom braking. I always had an issue up here. Well, for one, the speed limit's not 45 here, it's 55. But that's not a problem. The issue is when I would get up past this light here, there was a space where it would, regularly just slam on the brakes. It's getting really close to those cones. Move back over. Really close to that fake stone wall. Right here is where it would slam on the brakes, so it didn't do that, so that's good. Coming up right here on the left, it'll usually pull right into the left lane really quick, and it still does that, so okay. That's not a problem. The only problem for me is that there's usually a lot of debris in the road right there. But for me, I don't fault the full self-driving for that. So I have one last test coming up here, but in review while we're driving on the highway here, I would say across the board, this update, version 10.3, is significantly better than 10.2. The creeping on the left and right-hand turns, much, much better. It creeps out further, but still without going into the actual cross traffic. So that was great. It did a much better job navigating to my grocery store, which before it used to navigate there, but it would change lanes multiple times when it could just stay in the left lane, which is where it needed to stay. So that was much, much better. When we took it to the roundabout that in 10.2, in my video on 10.2, that it came in at 30 miles an hour, it slowed right down like it should, and then entered the roundabout, so that was a significant improvement. And everybody just, think about this. This is only in 2 weeks' time. So it's been 2 weeks since we received 10.2, and in only 2 weeks' time, this types of significant changes have come across. So who knows? Maybe my estimate of a year before this is ready is going to be wrong. I love to be proven wrong. So the next and final test is I want to see how it handles on right-hand turns with a traffic light, because the past couple lights I've been at, it seems as though it's not turning right on red now. Whereas it was doing that in 10.2. That was a very clean left turn there. So I'm going to have to wait until that light turns. Hopefully it turns before these people want to leave. All right. I think these lights are set to stay green unless somebody's coming the other way. So we're going to attack this from the other direction. Of course, now somebody went through the light. Luckily, it's going to turn green, or excuse me, red very quickly. And let's see what happens here. So what we're testing for here is to see if it turns right on red. Hard to say. That light is actually, that's an excellent excuse me. It's an excellent intersection there because the lights are very sensitive. So we're going to drive to the top of the hill here and see. Oh, it is phantom braking. Oh no, it's not. That's user error, everybody. Only user error. Okay. So we're going to drive up the hill here. There's a red light at the top that I don't believe is as sensitive. See if we get any. This is a common area for phantom braking. So we'll see what happens. Okay. This went from 40 to 36, so still something. Still some type of phantom braking. Okay. Now it didn't normally phantom brake going up this hill here at night. During the day is when it would do it. So at least that's consistent. So we have a right-hand turn coming up here. I hope we can test to see if it turns right on red. Nope, we can't test that. That was a clean right turn. Yeah, I really wanted to test that. All right, we'll have to do that in our next video. I want to be able to get this uploaded to everybody. I want to thank everybody. Our subscribers are growing. We've been, we started off with maybe 20 2 weeks ago, and we're raised up and up and up. I believe we're close to 300 now. So I need you guys to get me to 1,000 so I can start doing live broadcasts and get this stuff out to you as quick as possible. So thank you, everybody, for the support. And thank you for the comments. And expect to see lots of additional footage from us over the coming days. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.